We finished our business in Guangzhou, and now we're in Shenzhen to visit some relatives. Shenzhen is the second biggest city in Guangdong province, and it's a very new city. It was just built up since the reform and opening up policies in the late 70s and early 80s began. As you can kind of get the impression, it's grown quite a bit. Shenzhen is often considered the poster kid for China's economic development. Part of the reason this place was chosen for development is that it's very close to Hong Kong, which was already well developed at the time that China began its economic reforms. Right now I'm in Futian District, and from where I am right now it's only about 6 kilometers to the Guangdong border where I could cross into Hong Kong. I'm not going to do that, but I could. From here we can get a pretty good view of two of the tallest buildings in Shenzhen. The really tall one there I believe is called KK 100. It's not the tallest in the city though. The green one with 2 spires used to be the tallest building way back when it was built in '96. I remember I could see it very prominently on the train to Hong Kong back when I used to ride from Guangzhou to Hong Kong. To get to that side of the road, I'm actually going to need to go here underground. Some places here there is no crosswalk. You have to go underground through a pedestrian tunnel, or subway in British English. Not a subway in US English, though there's definitely one of those around here, the Shenzhen Metro. Looks like we can actually get to the metro through here if we so choose. But I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to ride a train. I'm just gonna come out here. Here's the exit from the tunnel. Ooh, purple flowers. Yay, purple flowers! This road here is Shennan Road, which I think literally means Shenzhen South Road. And it's a pretty important main drag of the area. You can see it's very broad, quite a bit of traffic. Now I'll need to find a better place to show the buildings because there's so many trees around here. Let's move on and enjoy the tree-lined boulevard. And the purple flowers. Ah, double-decker bus over there. Not as common as in Hong Kong, where almost all the buses are double-decker, but they do have them here in Shenzhen, some in Guangzhou too, but they do drive on the right-hand side of the road, not like in Hong Kong. Here's a slightly better view here. Though we can no longer see the old tallest building, the one with the 2 spires. Still plenty of other big buildings here. And a mall over here called just City Mall. How fun. I'm about to get blocked by a bus. Bus blocked! Let's move on. Yeah, they got these blue taxis here in Shenzhen too. And a look back the other way. Also fairly impressive skyline here. Here is the Shenzhen Museum, an ancient art museum. Back there. Apparently we get a statue of a strong man here. But no, I'm not going to go to the museum. I'm going to press on. That blue sign on the other side of the road shows that we can continue to get to Luohu. Luohu is another area where we can cross the border into Hong Kong. Not that we're going to do that today. In fact, on the Hong Kong side of the border, there's another Luohu, written a little differently since they use traditional Chinese there, and also spelled differently in English because they use the Cantonese romanization Lo Wu. Both sides you might hear Lo Wu though, since plenty of people speak Cantonese in Shenzhen, and also because some people do speak Mandarin in Hong Kong, so it really depends which language you're speaking, Cantonese or Mandarin, not which side of the border you're on, how you pronounce it. In Chinese, that is. In English, you definitely say Luohu for the Shenzhen side and Lo Wu for the Hong Kong side. We're now much closer to KK 100 now. And we can also see the Shunhing Center again. That's the green one with the two spires. We can get maybe a little closer if we go under here. I think the pedestrian tunnels make it a little easier for the automobile traffic to move since they don't have to wait for pedestrians to cross. So that's, I think, why they do it, especially since these are some rather busy roads in this area. Here's the Shenzhen Grand Theater, and in front of it, a big empty square from which it's easy to see the city around us. Not bad development for it all having happened in just the last, gosh, what, 30-something years? 40-something, I guess, actually, by now. Because I think it began in the early 80s. Maybe even the late 70s. There's the Shunhing building again, and we gotta look up to see the whole KK 100. It's a pretty impressive one, but again, it's not the tallest. The tallest is kind of over yonder, but we can't see it from here. But there is a way we could see the tallest building. And yes, this entrance really is as dark as it looks there on your screen. I don't know why they don't light it up a little more. Oh well. This feels a little bit urban dystopian. Better now. Let's go to the trains. Gonna get the train to Airport East, though by no means by going all the way to the airport. Just 5 stops. Whereas to get all the way to Airport East would be over 20. And getting off at this station, shopping park. But no, I'm not gonna go shopping. I'm just gonna look at the buildings. Time to get out. Even got a sign saying this is the way to the Ping An Financial Center. Guess there's a mall here. Here's the way up and out of the mall. Got a fountain over here, and behind me, here it is. Ping An Financial Center. I gotta turn around now before I hit the edge of this thing. It's not the only big building in this area, clearly. We're still in Futian District. That should have been Futian. My tones were a little off, but not all of you have necessarily noticed that. We'll get a little further away so we can see it better in a bit. There is an observation deck apparently, but I don't really have time to go to it. And even if I did, I don't really want to pay again. I just paid to go to the top of the Canton Tower not long ago at the time I'm filming this. crossing the road. Some pretty impressively tall buildings, and not just the Ping An Financial Center. And here it is. Definitely still need to get some more distance from that thing to get another point of view. More of this big city. Little more distance. Still hard to see too much of it, especially since it's now partly obscured, but this should at least give something of an idea of just how impressive a building it is. All these big buildings in China are really new since the opening up and development began in, again, the late 70s and early 80s. But those really big ones are mostly within the 21st century. I mean, that they've been constructed. One more look at it from a diagonal position. Impressive. Now this here is interesting. You'd probably think this is a metro station exit, right? But in fact it says Futian Railway Station for a reason. This is a China railway station, not a Shenzhen metro station. Though from the sign it appears we can get to the metro here too. This is a high-speed station. It serves trains to and from Hong Kong, West Kowloon. If I wanted to, I could buy a ticket and be on a train from here to Hong Kong pretty quickly. Assuming that is, they aren't all sold out. Well, I couldn't really because I don't have my passport on me. Don't tell the police. This is not the signage for a metro station here. This is one for the national railways, China Railways. And I think we can just go this way. We could, I mean, if we had tickets. Pretty amazing. I've actually been at this one before. When I came back from Hong Kong back in January, I alighted here and then had to take the Shenzhen Metro to another station in order to proceed to Huizhou, where my family was staying at the time. But yeah, this is a purely underground station. Because this area is so crowded and built up, they had to do it that way instead of building an above ground one like they normally do. My kids have seen the pictures of this and they call it the high-speed station that looks like a metro station. As I said though, the station does have connections to the metro, so I'm gonna head there. Gonna take line 1 back to my relatives' home. Hope you enjoyed this trip around Futian District in Shenzhen and getting to see the many big buildings here. If you did and you'd like to see more things in China when I go there, this would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye.